Hey guys, today I want to talk about the most important step in solving any problem. Now, whatever kind of problem you're trying to solve, whether it's a results problem, like I've been job hunting for months and I still haven't found a job, whether it's an action problem, like I want to stop overeating every time I go out to restaurants, whether it's an emotional problem, like I want to stop being so stressed all the time, or whether it's a thoughts problem, like I want to be less self critical and have a more positive internal voice. The most important first step to take in solving any problem is to accept your current state. It's to accept that this is where you are right now. Let me tell you why. Imagine that you had fallen into a hole, not metaphorically, literally, like you're in an actual hole. Now, which of these two ways do you think would be the most effective way to get out of that hole? Way number one, you think, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in this hole. What is wrong with me? I'm so stupid to even fall in here. I hate this hole. I have to get out of here right now. And all of those thoughts create a surge of emotions: panic, despair, urgency, fear. And from that emotional state, you take panicked, desperate, urgent action. Things like you throw yourself at the walls and you try to scramble up them as quickly as possible. You don't plan, you don't think, you just try a bunch of things haphazardly. You fall over and over, and you get even more frustrated and desperate every time you fall. And you might even stop trying to get out of the hole and just cry or kick the walls or rage at the hole for a while. And here's the result of those actions. First off, it takes you longer to get out of the hole. If you even do, you might be stuck in there. The process of getting out of the hole totally exhausts you. And you are terrified of ever falling into a hole again. Now, here's way number two of getting out of a hole. You think, okay, I am currently in a hole. This is a normal thing that happens. Those thoughts create different emotions. They create things like calmness, neutrality, acceptance, maybe even curiosity. And from that emotional state, you take calm, neutral action. You inspect the walls of the hole to find the best pathway to take. You try a couple of routes calmly and methodically. When you fall, you dust yourself off and you analyze what happened. And you try as long as you can, then you get some rest and you try again when you have more energy. Here's the result of those actions. First off, you get out of the hole. Secondly, the process of getting out of the hole was calm and neutral. Maybe it was even fun or engaging. And you're not too worried about falling into a hole again. It will be okay if you did. Way number two is a way more effective way of getting out of a hole, because in way number two, you don't resist the fact that you are currently in a hole. You don't rage against it. You don't blame yourself for it. You don't declare that being in a hole is an unbearable, problematic, pathetic state of being that must be corrected ASAP. You just say, yep, I'm in a hole. That is where I currently am. And that acceptance is what allows you to get out of the hole quickly and effectively. And more importantly, that acceptance allows you to have a calm, neutral experience while climbing out of the hole. And listen, way number one might still work. It might get you out of the hole. And you might very well have gotten out of a few or a lot of holes in your life using the stress and anxiety and urgency of way number one. And that wouldn't be a problem if you knew for a fact that you'd only fall into one or two holes in your entire life. But life is full of holes, and you're going to keep falling into holes, AKA having problems, every day or every week for the rest of your life. And if you have a horrible, draining, exhausting experience every time you climb out of a hole, you're either going to have a horrible, draining, exhausting life, or you're going to have a very small life because you'll do everything in your power to avoid ever making a mistake, getting a bad result, or running into a problem. And I don't want either of those for you. Now, acceptance of your current state is not going to make you lazy or complacent. This is the number one reason that people don't want to accept their current state. They think that if they accept being in the hole, they'll just stay in the hole forever. And I can assure you this is not going to happen because no part of you wants to be in this hole. You, at your core, in the deepest heart of hearts, do not want to be here, which is why you're so resistant to being here and so desperate to get out. Every part of you wants out. Sorry, guys, I have a bit of a cold. The problem is that resistance makes you flail, and flailing is less effective. So when you accept the fact that you're currently in the hole, the only thing that happens is that you stop flailing, which sharpens your ability to get out of the hole. So here's how to accept your current state. Accepting your current state means being okay with being in this state for as long as it takes to figure this out. Is it going to take a week, a month, a year? It doesn't matter. All of those are okay. And the easiest way to be okay with being here for as long as it takes, take whatever it is that you want the most, whatever it is that you're convinced exists only outside of this hole, and find it here in the hole. For example, and these are some really common ones, by the way, if you think that being in the hole means that something is wrong with you and you're only right when you're out of the hole, find rightness here in the hole. Nothing is wrong with you. You are having a totally normal, totally valid experience, like so many other people before you. If you find the hole prickly and uncomfortable, and you think coziness and warmth only exists outside the hole, sink in. Get cozy. Find coziness and warmth here, in the hole, in the problem state, in the same way you might curl up on the couch when the weather is really gross outside. If you feel like being in the hole disrupts your flow, and you can only get things done when you're out of the hole, I want to tell you, your flow is a lot more resilient than you think. You can find flow here too, just like you found it on busy planes and loud buses and long walks with your dog. Settle in, challenge yourself, find your flow here in the hole. If you feel like you're just not yourself when you're in the hole, and the real you exists outside the hole, find the real you here in the hole, because the real you is here too. You can never lose her. You just have to reach out and touch her hand. She is right here with you. Or if you think that you're not worthy of love when you're in the hole, and love is only for perfect people who never fall in holes and never have problems and never make mistakes. Love yourself here while you're in the hole. Love the scared little kid version of you that is totally trapped in that belief. And by the way, this is a general rule of coaching. Whatever you think is only available there, first, find it here. And that is what will enable you to get there. It's time travel, it's irony, it's paradox, it's backstitching your way through life. And it is the only damn thing that lets you get there, lets you stay there, and lets you feel like you actually got there. So the next time that you run into a problem, or the next time you sit down to work on one of the problems you're currently facing, before you do anything else, first, accept your current state. Get comfy, get cozy. Whatever you think is out there, where you want to be, find it right here, where you currently are, and sink in to being here as long as it takes. And only when that first step is complete, then you can get to work. Now, this is not something that you have to do just once. This is a habit that you have to build with every problem you face. And once this habit is locked in, you are going to create the life you actually want, because that's all it takes to create the life you want. You just have to solve and keep solving all the problems that come up. You just have to close every gap between what you want and what is. Close every gap between strategy and execution continually for the rest of your life. It's not that different from running a business. And when you can do that again and again, simply, easily, without a lot of drama or exhaustion or fuss, when you've built the skill, you can do that when you've built the skill of accepting what is. I want you to lock this habit in and be done with it for life. So come talk to me and let's build the structure, get you the reps, and get this done. I'm not that different from a piano teacher or a dance teacher or a chess teacher. It's just that I teach you mental and emotional skills rather than physical ones. And those are mental emotional skills that pay dividends for the rest of your life. So let's start today. Go to the link above and book a free coaching consult.